I like to draw in the beginning of my path. It was very interesting because I saw so many things inside of dreams and inside of visions. I had so many stories to say. So I was actually a bit annoyed that I couldn't express whatever I saw. Whatever I saw were so beautiful, such things that you will never forget. Things that you seen a dragon, that you felt a dragon, that you were so connected to this dragon, that you even felt a draconic presence inside of yourself that you didn't want to admit, and yet the dragon was constantly touching it and constantly saying to me, "Just follow me." And I saw and felt the dragon so many times that I said that I want to make a drawing, even though I cannot draw, I cannot do anything like this, but I hope that I will be able to do so, to at least let someone see whatever I've seen. Just whenever it's a childish drawing or things like this, I don't care. I just want it inside of my book of dragon shadows because I just don't want to be it that it will be just mere words. Just with words, you can say 1,000 words just for one image sometimes. So I tried to put the images on it. So I will show you some of them. Maybe you will see it, whatever I mean. This, for example, this one is something that I made for like 13 years ago, maybe, or maybe even 14 years ago. I wanted to have an image of this moment that the dragon was saying, that not actually saying something, but leading the way inside of the realm. That I was enchanted, that inside of this earth, he left a human shell behind. It's just like living like a zombie, just following the one that is leading the way to the dragon realm. And I, without just seeing even my ordinary body, just flew outside of the body and just followed the one inside of all of the 5 gates that I could count. I could count 5 gates. I even had my necklace around. Just to say that, that's yeah. Even though at that moment that I draw this, I didn't want to admit that I had a draconic energy, and I was constantly saying no, no, no. But inside of this drawing, it was my mind that was speaking. My mind was saying that I was following the dragon, and in this image, you can see that there was no front legs. It was just wings. I could feel no front legs. I remember this. There was just wings, legs, and just the beauty of the dragon that I constantly followed inside of this void with places that we came through inside of a realm that looked like this one, that looked amazingly like this one, just with the sun and the moon and the grass and the trees, but with dragons inside of it. And that is what I've seen. That is why I follow the dragon. I've seen this dragon just inside of this an image like you see before you with the sun and with the forest, and just with the bird in the background. The dragon that was there, showing me everything, while I was split in two. That is what I wanted to show with an image like this, that I was following the dragon, and maybe I was one myself at that moment, because I could understand very well that humans were not allowed wherever I was going there. So, in fact, I had to tell my human body whatever I've seen. And so this human will eventually draw an image of what actually was happening at that moment. And so later on, images that I've seen inside of my path, images of the dragon, images of dragons that I've seen there, dragons that I've seen here. This one is actually one of the dragons that was not in my dragon's path, but one of the that I used the pentagram with, but also one of the dragon realm, but was no connection. But I wanted to draw it. That is how dark my mind can be sometimes if I draw something. that was, of course, when I met Leviathan's Void. I could see a lot of death, a lot of experience, a lot of macabre, just macabre, that I wanted to also to draw this. I did my best to show you what I've seen, and yeah, it was just macabre. This was in the very beginning that I've drawn in what I felt that was Tiamat. Tiamat's serpent and dragon's mother, holding a baby, holding a child inside of her hands, calling it night and day, and all of it. Creation of man and female, human and dragon, and creation of all that is living. Inside of her hands is a child that is being reborn as just a child of hers, even though it's a human child that she is holding. It will be containing a dragon's image inside of him, and it will always be a child of Tiamat, a child of the one of chaos, the mother of all dragons and serpents. And that was actually something that my parents were coming inside of it while I was making this. And they were saying, I was surprised, and they were immediately saying, seeing this, and were saying, "Oh, you're making an image of some kind of a devil or a demon?" And I said, "No, this is actually something that I've seen inside of my dreams." "Wow, you have scary dreams!" But in fact, this was not a scary dream at all. This was something that I had to take on paper. I tried to draw the image that I've seen. And I felt that this human child that she was holding was one of us children. Even though it's a human that she's holding, she's not seeing it as a human being. She sees through the skin. She sees in the side of the soul. That is what Tiamat does. Tiamat sees through the skin, and she can see our soul, and our soul is draconic. And we will always have to remember that every dragon god, whatever their eyes are seeing, their eyes are always seeing through the skin, and will always see the draconic part that is inside of it. And that is what I was thinking whenever I was drawing this. The dragon doesn't see inside of the skin, but it does see the soul that it contains. And the soul is draconic, that she was actually had created herself as one of her children. Whether it's a boy or a girl, it will always be one of her children. And then there is one that I was actually afraid of, and actually that is, I don't like to show you my face because it has nothing to do with what I'm going to say, what I'm saying about the Dragon's Path, because it always, according to me, if you show a face, it's not about the Dragon's Path anymore, then it's about me. The Dragon's Path has to be yours and yours alone. But this particular drawing, I was not planning to make. And so I planned to draw my own face. Draw my own face aside of my dragon. The dragon, not only just my dragon, but my awakener. The one that has touched me, the one that I'm in love with, the one that I love so much. And so I was encouraged in the very beginning of my path, actually not the very beginning, it was a year or two, maybe even 3 later, that I wanted to stand before a mirror, and I wanted to see my face. As I said, the dragon can see through a skin, they can see a soul, and I tried to do the same. I tried to see through my own skin, and I tried to draw myself. And that was actually something that I said, what the hell am I creating? This was, if you see my Facebook page or Facebook image, then you might see my face, and this of course is when I was younger. Now I'm much older, and so more than 10 years older, so a lot of these hairs are lesser. But yeah, this was what I've seen inside of the mirror, what I felt inside of the mirror. The dragon standing next to me and showing me how I should draw. I should draw my own self and my own dragon eyes and my own dragon skin, if some kind of a hybrid between human and dragon. And I was so, whenever this was made, and you don't have to believe me, but whenever this was made, I was scared. I was shocked, to say at least, because whenever I was drawing this, I was not even realizing it. But there is resemblance to my own discovery. There is so much resemblance in what I've seen, in what the dragon eye can do. What the dragon eye can see behind of the mirror is another dimension. And this dimension that you are seeking is the dragon realm. Inside of the dragon realm, you are looking completely different. And I've seen my own self next to the dragon. And this was just years behind me. This was years ago. And my dragon by my side, made me know that it will change from then on. It will change eventually. And so I don't know wherever it is now. It to me at the moment that I've seen it, it more seems like something demonic than a dragon. But that is just it. Humans, whenever humans change into something beautiful, of course humans will see it as something demonic. It will always be this way. But it's not. It's draconic. And that is also how your soul looks like. Your soul is also draconic. And maybe it's also a very good idea for your dragon, Book of Dragon Shadows, to draw. Even though you cannot draw, you can see I cannot draw that well. I just wanted to see the images that I've seen. Once again, with just a pencil on a paper. Just wanted to see all of these images once more. Because it's been such a long time ago that I've seen images like this. Images like the dragon, that I was following the dragon inside of an empty void. And I was just leading it. I just couldn't stop myself. Even though I draw a dragon, at the moment I didn't want to admit this. Yet it was such a beautiful dragon. This was also my awakener, but this was less detailed, of course, in what I've seen inside of the mirror. Once again, with only the wings, not the front legs, just this being called a wyvern. Yeah, so very good idea. Also words to make your own Book of Dragon Shadows, because this is the only book that you will need. Every story is something different. We all have a different story to tell, a different image to show. We all have our own dragon eye and our own Book of Dragon Shadows. So create your Book of Dragon Shadows. It will forever be your best book to read. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.